deficiencies, and they're toxic.
Right.
So drugs cause disease, and the more drugs you take, the sicker you get.
One of the big maxims from Hippocrates, father of modern medicine, was let food be thy medicine, medicine thy food.
What is food? Food is what nature provides. An apple is, pick it off the tree and eat it. That's food. So eat as much as possible. Eat food as nature provides it. And as much as possible, eat a plant-based diet as nature provides it. And yeah, you can have some animal protein in your diet, but not a lot. Lots of vegetables, lots of fruits, some fresh whole grains, some good high-quality fish, some organic meats and organic eggs in moderation. That makes up a good diet.
Anytime I feel myself getting sick or anything, I just know it's imperative to go raw, and that's how I've raised my kids. They know as soon as they get sick, okay, you've been eating quite a lot of cooked or processed food. A number one thing to improve their diet, I would say, to increase the amount of raw organic food that you consume.
Supplementation today is an absolute necessity. Even if you eat a good diet, it is no longer possible to get the nutrition that you need without supplementing. And this is from the National Academy of Sciences, so it's not just me saying this, but I found the same thing in my own studies. The nutrition content of the food has dropped dramatically. For instance, go to the store, buy a carrot. The carrot you buy today, you've got to eat four of them to get the same magnesium you got in one carrot 50 years ago. You've got to eat between 10 and 20 carrots to get the same zinc you got in one carrot 50 years ago. You've got to eat 5 apples to get the same nutrition you got in one apple 50 years ago. So we need to supplement, but that's a whole other challenge, because most of the supplements on the market are not something that I would take or recommend. Almost all the vitamin C on the market is junk. But I'll give you a very specific example. Go to the store, pick up a multivitamin. The vitamin B12 and about 90%, more than 90% of all the supplements you pick up will be in the form called cyanocobalamin.
Right.
Cyanocobalamin has very poor bioavailability, but also it breaks down in the body and puts cyanide into the body. I use a source called hydroxocobalamin, which is the perfect solution. It is very pure, it works very well, it's highly bioavailable, the half-life is in hours, not in minutes. On my deathbed, where I really was at the point where I could not even move, I remember lying there, I wanted to move my head, so I told my head to move, and it didn't, and it wouldn't. That's how far gone I was. There, at age 48, I almost died. And I had 4 autoimmune diseases, by the way. I had lupus, I had Sjogren's syndrome, I had Hashimoto's thyroiditis, I had fibromyalgia, I had so many problems. I had chemical sensitivities. I was one of the most chemically sensitive people in the world. I had chronic fatigue syndrome. I suffered from seizures. I had so many problems. I'm now going on 72. I have boundless energy. I never get sick. My probability of having a heart attack or a stroke is that of someone in their late 20s. Anybody can do this. I think the final message is this, that no matter what you have, no matter what disease you have, you can make it better. The power is there. I mean, it's just so wonderful. And so I wish I could shout this from the rooftops. You don't have to be sick.
Fats play a most vital role in human health and are among our most important nutrients. Not only do they help burn fat, relieve migraines, and prevent heart disease, but deficiencies have been linked to everything from schizophrenia to hair loss. Your body is made up of 50 to 75 trillion cells, and fats are what is used to create the outer membrane of every one of those cells. And so it's not hard to see the importance of consuming the right kinds of fat. The fats that your body needs are called essential fatty acids, which are comprised of omega-3s and omega-6s. And what's important is the proper 1-to-1 ratio of these molecules. The average American diet consists of a 20-to-1 ratio of omega-6 to omega-3, and sometimes as high as 50-to-1. This is due to the overconsumption of the wrong kinds of fats from eating fast food and other processed foods. A good source of omega-3 can be found in leafy green vegetables and in seeds and nuts, but supplementing is still essential for good health. When looking for a supplement, make sure the oil is cold-pressed, organic, and with a 1-to-1 ratio of omega-3s and omega-6s. Ozone is nature's most powerful disinfectant and purifying agent. It is a gas that is produced when the sun's UV radiation comes in contact with Earth's oxygen, and when air is exposed to a high voltage electric arc. This is why air smells pure and fresh after a thunderstorm. Ozone is like the oxygen we breathe, except it has another oxygen atom, which is unstable and searching for a mate to pair up with.
It is the O1 that we use as ozone for the body.
Guess what else is searching for another atom to pair with? All bacteria, fungi, germs, and viruses, which cannot live when in contact with oxygen.
And actually, ozone inside the human body, or oxygen, this singlet oxygen, is what white blood cells use to kill bacteria.
It is the perfect solution to completely purify our bodies.
The air we breathe is 19% oxygen. Put it through a pump, put it through an ozone generator, which Russ will show you, and bubble it through the water, and the ozone will be dissolved in the water, which you drink. You have the equivalent of an oxygen bar, which is springing up all over Tokyo and New York City. And when we turn this on, you'll notice,
just plug it in there.
Okay, that this little aeration stone that's used in aquariums for fish will begin bubbling. Can you see that on camera all right? We'll try to get this on the camera side of the glass. Now, the ozone is highly soluble in water, but it has a half-life of about 20 minutes in warm water, an hour or so in cold, chilled ice water. The ozone is the greatest detoxifying agent known to man. Some cities in Germany use ozone to clean their water instead of chlorine, other things that we do. So if we drink this now, we'll detoxify in a couple of days and eliminate poisons which have been in your body for many years.
People talk about, well, ozone, don't breathe the ozone. Again, what is ozone doing? Ozone actually deactivates every known negative compound that exists in the world. Where this original research came from about not breathing ozone, as an example, came from mice. And they put a huge amount of ozone into the air, and they found that within the first 3 days there was a pulmonary edema, fluid built up in the lungs. But then what they didn't report is that after those 3 days, the lungs returned to normal, and no matter how much ozone they put into the container, where the mice were, they could not induce death into the mice whatsoever. So what the ozone does is it will clean out chemicals that are in your lungs, and that's what happens when you breathe it. Now, it does cause an irritation, so I suggest not breathing ozone. Okay, but by ozonating the water, what you're doing